Steph Curry second on the Warriors in scoring with 24 points, made 5 threes. Warriors have won 12 consecutive series to win in Game 1.
I mean, it's a tough call, obviously, on the road, trying to start a series, and you get a guy like Draymond headed to the locker room. Nobody wants to see that. It's not good for the game. I didn't think it deserved that, obviously. We got a little emotional rise out of it, trying to stay locked in and, deal with the circumstances and give ourselves a chance to win. We obviously did that in the second half, but, yeah, that was a tough one.
Where, you were ranking some of your favorite defensive plays you've ever made, is that up there, that one late, you folks it away?
Obviously, it wasn't top of my mind, so probably not. Oh, yeah, friendly competition. Just enjoying the moment, understanding it was a big play. He had it going. He was going to try to get a pressure on the rim and just trying to do my part, obviously, make a play. And then that's how the series is going to be. I think, every game, it's going to be kind of a one-on-one type situation. Taking on those challenges, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Obviously, just be ready for when your moment happens on the defensive end.
It was the opening part of the fourth, you were on the bench and
It's huge. They have a great second unit too. So Tyus has been playing well. Brandon Clark. I think Melton came and hit a couple of shots. They made a difference in the last series, and we knew that coming in. And they play a little different style than their starting unit. And obviously with JP, Clay, JK, who else is out there? I think Otto for a little bit. They were flying around, turning defense into offense, getting us great momentum. They got us a lot of separation. I think we were up 10 at one point, and we need that life and we need contributions from everybody, especially at this stage of the year, in order to win these type of games. So the composure, the competitiveness was great to see, and we were loving it on the bench.
Obviously, Memphis has a role in your guys' history, and I'm just wondering what you think of getting a road win like this with so much stacked against you, and just kind of the epic nature of the game. Did it feel that way? Yes, it's a game one.
Yeah, exactly. I think that it's game one, but it's the only game we had in front of us, and we took care of business. The history and all that doesn't really play much into our mind, obviously, except just the amount of experience and reps that we have to rely on, and kind of dealing with whatever we're kind of throwing at us. So, I call out JP specifically just because he hasn't been on this stage before, and you can tell it's not something you can teach in terms of being ready for a moment like this. But just the way that he stepped up really helped us. Played an amazing floor game tonight, and obviously Clay makes that big shot down the stretch, but I can go down the list of everybody who made huge contributions, and we're going to need that every single game because it's what it takes at this stage of a playoff run.
Another history question, but you've had Game 7 in Houston, Game 6 in Oklahoma City, some other humongous playoff victories. Did you feel that again? Did it feel like, okay, this is reminiscent?
I just missed everything about this atmosphere and opportunity to play, meaningful games that require everything. I missed everything about it. So obviously I haven't been out for the last 2 years and missed, playoff runs. That's the reminder. It's not really a comparison to anything. It's just this is what you look forward to so much. And it kind of gets your blood boiling a little bit in terms of why everything we go through throughout the regular season, why it matters. And when it shows up at the stage like this, there's no better feeling. So try to bottle that up and bring it out every single game that you get to play, and usually good things happen.
Speaking of blood boiling, Clay said he did play angry tonight. Do you think?
Why? Did he say why?
He didn't. I didn't get to follow that up. I can think of a few things possibly, but did you feel like things were against you and you guys had to get angry a little bit?
I think whatever emotion you rely on to be able to turn the page from one series to the next, and especially when you're starting on the road, like you got to have an edge about you for sure. Maybe he was talking about just missing shots early and, you know, ones that he expects to make, but whatever way you explain it, whatever emotion you tie into, you just bring it. And, you know, obviously when Draymond went out, there's a moment where you're like, all right, what we gonna do? How we gonna figure this out? Go into halftime, regroup, come out, play the way that we did. Really proud of everybody and their approach to the game. It was a good vibe out there.
Steph, obviously, Clay missing 2 free throws is a pretty big shock, but how do you think he handled it differently than he might have, say, pre-injury?
I don't know. I've never seen him miss free throws. So I don't even know how to answer that question. I'm the one missing free throws now. I don't know.
Well, he talked about, like, moving on, not living, you know, dwelling on it. He ended up having to make the defensive stop. How impressive was it, his ability to kind of get back into the moment?
Yeah, that's just championship DNA and being able to focus on what helps win games. Obviously, he wants to make those 2 free throws, but when you're out there, 3 point whatever seconds left, and you know you got to find a way to get a stop, he made the right read off of the handoff and was able to get down the floor quick enough to cut off the angle and make Ja take a tough, you know, scoop lefty layup. Had he been thinking about the free throws, maybe he's a step slow and it's an easier finish. So, yeah, it's kind of serendipitous for it to not go his way and then him to, you know, make a good read and a good play and help seal the win.
Serendipitous, that's another one of those words.
I'm bringing it this run. I am not going to try to spell that one.
Do you feel like synergy with Jordan has improved in this year's playoffs?
Well, you know, obviously only still 3 years in, and I won't even count the first year, or even half of last year, so it's like a year and a half really of finding that vibe. So every game is important in terms of continuing to build that chemistry, and I got so much trust in him, so that's not the issue. It's just more so understanding when things are thrown at you and, you know, different defenses, how do you, you know, me, him, and Clay and Wiggs, how do you all play off each other and stay assertive and make sure everybody's getting touches, getting looks, playing aggressive, and being threats out there. So you look at it, you take a step back, the sample size isn't that big. It's, you know, every game is an opportunity to keep growing. That's why we talked about going into this playoffs, trying to peak at the right time, because you got to figure it out on the fly with this particular group that hasn't been together for so long.
Hey, Steph, I know you've been out for a while this year, and a lot of people think just because you're a veteran, everything, the chemistry will just click right back in. How close are you guys to being to where you need to be to hit peak level?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that, just because the challenge is just how do you beat Memphis 4 times and figure out what comes next. And the beauty of it is whatever it requires to get out this series and win, like, we're going to figure that out and approach it that way, not get too ahead of ourselves, because I don't know what our peak is. But I just have confidence that, you know, we're playing good basketball. We understand how we can win games, you know, obviously against Denver and against this team, and we got to go out and do it, stay in the moment. Like, we know we have the weight of, like, our championship pedigree on our shoulders in terms of trying to get back to that stage, but you can't rush, you know, the journey that we're on right now.
Game a little bit of proof that if people focus on just you and John, think it's a series between the two of you, that they're going to miss the fact that there's so much talent on both of these rosters aside from the two of you.
You know what sells, but it's team basketball is exactly. There's no way to win at this level without everybody contributing. So whatever you want to focus on, things fluctuate from game to game and all that. But it's a beautiful thing when you look at everybody that contributed tonight, and it's going to be that same way the whole series. So that's the way I approach it. What happened? I have no idea. I really don't. Yes, sir.
Looking ahead,